Welcome back, Fantasy Fiction Fanatics. It's great to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. Today we are starting a new mini-series, and this mini-series is going to be talking about Harry Potter locations. So we are going to go start with the Dursleys House as our first location to discuss. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And let's start first of all with just talking about what kind of place this is. It is a house, just a typical average house belonging to Harry's Muggle family, his aunt, his uncle, and his cousin. So he lives there with them, even though they are just Muggles and are in this regular place called number 3 Privet Drive for his address. And the characters most connected to this place are obviously Harry and the Dursleys. We do see some of the other characters pop up at this location, especially to rescue Harry from it, but they're not really connected to this place. Really, only the Dursleys and Harry are actually connected and have real experience with this location and real problems or real things that happen at that location for them. So let's talk a little bit about what this place represents. I feel like it has 3 strong things that it represents. First thing it represents is Harry's orphanage state, if that makes any sense. So the fact that he is an orphan is represented by this location. He is not living with his parents. He is not even living with family that he's very close to. It is present every time that he's at this location that his parents are gone and that this is the only place that he has to stay. Second, it represents repression, because the Dursleys are very anti-magic, do not want anything to do with it. They repress Harry's nature. They repress the fact that he is a wizard. They knew he was going to be a magic wielder since they knew his parents were. But they refuse to acknowledge it until he absolutely must find out. And then after that, they try and repress him by saying, hey, no magic allowed in this house. They try and lock up his stuff. So it's really a big repression for Harry and who he is as a person. And third, it represents beginnings and endings. Because every single book, for the exception of the last book, every single book starts at the Dursleys and ends going back to the Dursleys. So we always start at the Dursleys for however long that might be. Maybe it's only a chapter, maybe it's a couple chapters. It just depends on which book. But we always start there, and we always have Harry going back there again to repeat the cycle for the next year. So it represents both the beginning of something, for the beginning of each book, and the ending of each book. Of course, the 7th book is the exception. And last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the significance of the Dursleys. I've got 3 things that I feel like are really important for this as well. The first is it's significant to who Harry is. Without this location, without the fact that his parents are gone, without the fact that the Dursleys are terrible to him, without the fact that he gets rescued from this place several times by different people and in different means, these are all things that are significant to who Harry is as a person. They are the things that he grew up with, the way he was treated, the way he learns what's good and what's bad, how he's handled certain situations, is all because he has dealt with the Dursleys and this environment. The fact that he's lost his parents, everything like that, adds to who a character is. So it is an important place, not only because he spends, his summers here and has to be rescued from this place or to leave it to go to Hogwarts. It is also important because of the experiences that he has had there and how that has shaped Harry to being who he is at the beginning of the series and throughout the series as well. Second is its importance is that it gives Harry protection. That is the help of Dumbledore. He set it up so that way this location would be a spot that if he always returned to, he would always have protection and would always be protected from Voldemort and his time that he's not at Hogwarts. So this place is protection from the magical world. Even though his allies can come into this space, his enemy cannot get to him while he's there until he is 18. Then that's when that cycle ends. And third, but not the least, provides connection between Harry and the reader, because we sympathize with Harry and what he has to go through with his living situation with the family that is supposed to love him and care about him and be important to them, and to find that he is being mistreated, to find that he is being repressed, to find out that he is being, just abused in many ways. We really sympathize for him as a connection with him. We create this connection, we create this sympathy that we have for him, and we want him to break free of these people that have been less than honorable and less than loving to him, even though family should be the ones that are always beside you. So it does create, even from the very beginning of the first book, so we slowly build this bond with Harry as he is in the Dursleys and as he is moving from their house and back to their house. So we really want him to get away from them, and that leads us to cheer Harry on whenever he gets a chance to go from this horrible place that he ends up having to return to each and every year. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the Dursleys house and everything that happens at that location. What do you think about the Dursleys and the location of their house that he returns to every year? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? I'd love to hear if you have anything to add, if you felt like I forgot anything, or what your connection is to the Dursleys. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.